Good morning, my dear students. I'm Miss Tania Poveda, and this is Entrepreneurship. All right, I have a question for you. Do you remember what we were talking about the last class? So? Yep. Okay, don't worry because we're going to remember a little bit about that. We were talking about costs, but probably you remember that I recommend you to analyze this picture here. Before talking about cost and types of cost and things like that, I ask you to observe this picture. And here you can see that there are three things that you need to build a table, for example. The table represents the product. It can be any product, something touchable or untouchable. In this case, it's a touchable product or a good. We can see that to make a table, we need wood here, tools, and a person to build the table, right? Well, let's remember that costs are the resources used to make a product. It is expressed in monetary terms. Let's go back to the picture. Resources used to make the product. Which resources did you need? Wood, tools, and a carpenter, a person, a professional that knows how to build a table. All right? So probably by now you remember that before talking about costs, we must understand the different types of resources: natural, human, and capital. I'm going back to this picture. Which of these three is the natural resources? Which one is the natural resource? Wood, tools, or this guy? Wood, right? It's natural resource because it comes from nature, directly from nature. Well, which one is human resource? Of course, this one, right? That was kind of obvious. And everything you need to build something is going to be called capital. So remember that capital is not always only cash. All right, it can be equipment, it can be building, it can be tools, that kind of things. All right, so now we can continue with types of costs. Types of costs. We can divide or we can analyze cost according to the relation with the production. They can be direct costs, obviously directly connected with the production, or they can be indirect costs. Obviously, they are not directly connected to the production. So when talking about direct cost, we should know that they are those costs which are incurred for producing a particular product. What I just told you, the direct connection with the production. Example, the cost of the processor in a laptop manufacturing facility producing two models X and Y. All right. And indirect costs are those costs which are related to the product but are not traceable in an economically feasible manner. It means they are not connected directly with the production, but still a cost. Salary of supervisor of the laptop manufacturing utility for producing X and Y model. So the product is a laptop. All right, the product is a laptop in this example. The direct cost is going to be the processor. The indirect cost is going to be the supervisor, All right, well, I decided to use these two colors on this important information. It's kind of shocking, I know, because it's bright, but it's very important we remember this. We can call them fixed costs or indirect costs, or we can call them variable cost or direct cost. All right, so that's why I use this. Sometimes in this video, you're going to hear me using fixed cost or indirect costs. Or you probably hear me saying variable cost or direct cost. All right, so saying this, I can continue. Again, fixed costs remain the same regardless of sales. Variable costs change based on your sales activity. Okay, so go to this one, to the blue chart. When talking about fixed costs, we must remember and we should understand that it is something that you have to pay producing or not. Things that you can't stop paying. Responsibilities that are pretty much the same every month. And going to the yellow chart on the right, when talking about variable costs, they are going to depend on the production. More production, more costs. All right, so variable costs change based on your sales activity. The more you sell, the more cost you have. All right. Well, some examples of fixed costs. Remember that fixed costs are those that you have to pay no matter what. They are big, big responsibilities. And because they are pretty much the same every month, they are called fixed. Typical fixed costs are rent. Rent, selling or not selling, you have to pay rent. Loan payments, responsibilities with the bank or with the financial entity that give you money for your business. Insurance, even if you don't need it, hopefully you will never need it. It is something you have to pay. And salaries. Salaries are a big responsibility with your employees, so that's why it's considered into fixed costs. All right, other examples of fixed costs are e-commerce, health insurance, equipment, bank loan. Pretty much the same, right? Only probably different names. And other fixed costs examples, they are probably not too common, but still fixed costs are depreciation, amortization, insurance again, rent again, interest expense, property taxes, your responsibilities with the government, salaries, utility expenses, advertising and promotional expense, equipment rental, and legal expenses. Okay, well, now let's talk about direct costs. Remember, these costs are directly connected with the production of the product. The more you sell, the more direct costs you're going to have. For example, manufacturing materials. Of course, if you need to produce more, you will need to buy more materials. You are going to need more employees or probably paying extra hours. So you have employee wages in case you are paying extra hours or hiring more people. And freight. Freight is other way to say transportation. So it is, if you have more production, that hopefully it is like that, you're going to need to move those products to deliver that product. So you are going to need to use freights or transportation. And of course, they are going to increase your cost. All right. Also, we have commission bonuses. If they sell more, they're going to receive some more bonus. They're going to be part of your cost. Wage costs, in case we need to pay extra hours or we need to hire help, more people. Component parts or basic raw materials. These are only examples. All right? Well, so very important, kind of obvious question. Are they the same? No, they are not, of course. Pretty obvious answer, right? But here I include this chart with to summarize some of the examples that differentiate between direct and indirect costs. Let's start on the left here, direct cost. Expenses that directly go into producing goods or providing services. Which one is the key word here? Which one? Directly, yes, directly. Direct costs, expenses that directly go into producing goods or providing services. Example, direct labor, people working directly on the production. Direct materials, like raw materials or parts. Manufacturing supplies. So the supplies that you need to build or to make the product. Okay. And on the right, we have indirect costs, general business expenses that keep you operating. Responsibilities that you have to pay because you have to pay. There is no way you say, no, I can't, I don't want to, no. And these are the most common examples: rent, utilities like electricity, water, internet, what else? Telephone, and general office expenses like paper, ink for the printer, pens, everything you need in your office to work. All right, let's continue. And remember, it's very important that you download this information. Like that, you can check it later. If you cannot download it, save the link and watch the video later. Also, you can print the information and save it, keep it with you. All right, if you need something else, you can text me or ask me. It will be very nice to talk to you and to answer all of your questions. All right? So that's it for today. Remember, take care, stay home, wash your hands, take care of your family. It is very important that you take care of yourself and take care of your family too. Okay, so one more time, stay healthy, do exercise, wash your hands, stay home. Have a wonderful day, everybody. Bye-bye.